Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today it is 4th of September 2020 and we are going to continue our rest of the topic of the cost of production. Yesterday we had studied fixed cost, variable cost and total cost. Today we will be continuing from marginal cost, average total cost, average fixed cost and average variable cost of production. So what do we mean by marginal cost of production? Marginal means we know marginal cost. Marginal cost, it means, marginal means additional. It is an additional cost of production due to an additional unit produced. It is an additional cost of production, additional cost of production due to an additional unit produced. Board marker दूसरा है. So we say marginal cost means it is additional cost of production due to an additional unit produced. We can say marginal cost can be calculated due to change in total cost due to an extra unit or extra quantity produced. So by how much total cost of production is changing when an extra unit is produced by the firm? This means marginal cost of production. So for example, we say this is total cost. When we say this is 50 is the total cost when 0 unit is produced. Okay, therefore we cannot have marginal cost in this case. When extra unit is produced, what happens? Your total cost moves to 80. So how much is the marginal cost now? 30. All right. So it means your marginal cost is now the additional unit when it is produced. The total cost of production has changed by 30 rupees or 30 units. So when we have produced a second unit, what happens? Our total cost of production moves to 100. So how much is the marginal cost? That is 20 now. And when third unit is produced, what happens to the total cost of production? It is now 110. It is 10. So at the fourth unit, we can say the total cost moves to 140. Now it is again increasing. So marginal cost of production, we can have its diagram like this. First it decreases, then it steeply increases. Like it is decreasing, then it has increased by faster rate. So marginal cost of production is having this shape. Keep it in mind, what is the fixed cost in this case? This is 50 is the fixed cost when 0 unit is produced. At 0 level of output, how much is the total cost? That is fixed cost, that is 50. Now, the variable cost of production is what? Variable cost that varies with the level of output. We see over here, when total cost moves to 80, it has 50 as a fixed cost at first unit and 30 is the variable cost. Keep it in mind, the marginal cost difference is arising due to the variable cost. As variable cost is added to 30, then we have the change in total cost equal to the variable cost, which is the marginal cost of production. Now at the second unit, we have 50 as a fixed cost. Okay. Now the variable cost is also 50. So you can say how much units of variable cost has changed. That is 20. So this is the marginal cost. The change in variable cost is actually shown in the form of marginal cost of production. Because fixed cost remains fixed, it is not going to change. And here if I say, here we have 50 as a fixed cost and variable cost is 60. So how much variable cost has changed by 10? So marginal cost is the difference between the changes in the variable cost of production. This is my point. How we can have the variable cost of production, how it is changing. So the difference between the variable cost of production can be shown in the form of marginal cost when total cost is changing due to the changes in the level of output whenever extra unit of production is produced. You can also find for the fourth unit, here it is 50 and remaining, how much is the variable cost of production? That is 90. So by how much it has changed? 30. So the marginal cost of production is coming as a difference of the variable cost of production, which we can see over here. Now come towards the average cost of production, average total cost of production. We had written our cost equation, fixed cost plus anything divided by 0 cannot be defined. We can say total cost 80 by 1. This is for the first unit, it is 80. For the second unit, it is 50, 100 by 2. And for the third unit, you can divide 110 by 3. So this will give you the average total cost of the third unit. And for the fourth unit, so you can see the average total cost or per unit cost of production is found by dividing the total cost to the level of output, the total output produced. So we can say the average total cost of production, it has this shape. First it decreases, going to minimum, then start increasing. All right. So you can find out the values from 110 divided by 3, 140 divided by 4. You will be getting the values as marginal cost start to rise, then average cost will also be increasing. But marginal cost has started to increase faster than the average total cost. Okay. Now if I say, so why we have this shape of the average total cost? Why not a constant line? Yesterday we were talking about when total cost is having a constant shape, that it is changing by a constant slope, then average cost will have this shape. It will be constant. All right. So when slope of, this is the slope of total cost, change in total cost due to change in quantity, and slope of total cost is called the marginal cost of production. When its slope is constant, then marginal cost of production is equal to average total cost. They are overlapped to each other. And whenever we have the shape of total cost of production, in this case, a cubic function, this is what a cubic function, then when a cubic function is divided by the quantity produced, it will be having a shape of quadratic function, which is having a downward sloping average cost, and then it is increasing going to minimum point. I can give you one of the cost equation, then you can better understand the meaning of cubic function and quadratic function. Okay. This is a cost which I say 50 plus 2q plus 5q square. Okay, you can say over here plus 10q. You can write over here. This is a cubic function. So this is the fixed cost. When q value is 0, this is 50. This is the total cost will be now 50, which is a fixed cost. And when you divide it by the total quantity produced, what happens? This is becoming average fixed cost. Now you can see over here, this is 2q square, and this is now 5q, and this is 10. Now it has become what? a quadratic function now instead of cubic function. We started with cubic function. Now, as we divided it by the level of quantity produced, we are having this type of function. Okay. So when we divide the total cost of production by the quantity produced, if it is a cubic function, then we will have this shape. And marginal cost will be having the shape which I had drawn earlier. This is the case. Keep it in mind, when marginal cost is decreasing, average cost is also decreasing, but marginal cost is below the average cost. Like for the first unit, marginal cost is 30, but average cost for the first unit is 80. Now for the second unit, marginal cost is 20, but average cost for the second unit will be 50. So marginal is lying below the average. I can give you one of the example. If your class marks are, the average class marks are 80, that 80% you are getting on average. Some students are getting more than 80, others are getting less than 80, but average is 80%. So when an additional student is added to your class, now that is the marginal student. If he or she gets more than 80 marks, 80% of marks, then your average will also be increasing. So average is dependent upon the marginal. If additional student is getting more than 80% of marks, then average is also increasing. That marginal has increased, so average will also increase. And if that additional student is getting less than 80% of marks, what happens? Your average will also decrease. So if this is the additional unit produced, if this is increasing, then average is also increasing. And if marginal cost is decreasing, average is also decreasing. But keep it in mind, marginal cost will intersect the average total cost from its minimum point. All right. This is the minimum point of average cost. So when average is declining, marginal cost is below the average. And when average is minimum, it is equal to marginal. And when average is increasing, so marginal cost is increasing faster than average. I repeat it. When average cost is decreasing, marginal cost is below the average. When average cost is at minimum point, then marginal cost is equal to average cost. And when average cost start to rise, then marginal cost is lying above the average. It is faster than average cost. All right. So why this is happening? Why do we have this shape of average cost instead of this constant cost, constant average cost? The reason is, if you remember, you have studied law of diminishing returns, labor and marginal physical product and average physical product of labor. You had this shape. This is marginal physical product of labor. This is average physical product of labor. All right. If you look at these two images, what happens? They are the mirror image. See over here, when marginal physical product of additional worker is increasing, marginal cost is decreasing. When the marginal physical product of labor is maximum, marginal cost is minimum. When marginal physical product of labor start declining, marginal cost start increasing. This is the relationship. Although it is about the variable cost, but I am going to tell you why average cost is having minimum point and then start rising. Now, if you look at the average physical product of labor, as it is increasing, average product or average or per unit output of the worker or productivity of worker, that is increasing, so per unit cost is decreasing. When productivity of worker per worker output has been maximum, then average cost is minimum. And when productivity of labor is declining, then average cost start increasing. All right. So when marginal physical product is intersecting the average physical product from its maximum point. And here, marginal cost is intersecting the average total cost from its minimum point. So this is a relation between law of diminishing return and why average cost is having a quadratic shape where it goes to minimum point and then it starts increasing. It links with the law of diminishing returns and variable factors law, like some factors are kept fixed. You see, okay, this is about average fixed cost, average total cost. Now I will move towards average fixed cost of production. Then I will tell you one more point about average total cost. Average fixed cost means per unit fixed cost. Average fixed cost, that is fixed cost over quantity. If I say fixed cost is 50, so we can say 10 units are produced, so per unit fixed cost will be 5. If 100 units are produced, what happens? So it is 1 by 2. You can see numerator remains same, 50 does not change, but denominator is increasing. So overall average fixed cost will be declining as we are able to produce more output. What happens? Average fixed cost is here. It starts decreasing as more and more units are produced. For the first unit, it is very high. As firm is producing more and more units of output, the denominator is increasing. So average fixed cost is start to decline again and again. Continuously it is declining. It cannot be equal to 0, but it is approaching 0. All right. So average fixed cost, we said yesterday, fixed cost is a sunk cost. So now we see average fixed cost is decreasing, it is sinking. All right. So now come towards the average variable cost of production, then we will move back towards our average total cost shape. So what do we mean by average variable cost? Okay, you can make one column over here. Fixed cost is divided by output, then it is average fixed cost. You can get 50 by 1, 50 by 2, 50 by 3, 50 by 4, 50 by 5, so on. So average variable cost is having this one, variable cost over quantity produced. Now both are changing, variable cost and quantity produced, both are changing. You can have the variable cost over here, 30, 50, 60, 90, divided by the level of output, 30 by 1, 50 by 2, 60 by 3, and 90 by 4. This will give you the average variable cost. You can have this shape of average variable cost. It is also declining, going to minimum point and then start increasing. And why it is increasing? Due to the diminishing returns of the variable factor of production. Now come back towards our topic of average total cost. I said it, average total cost. It is having this shape, average total cost and average variable cost and marginal cost. Look at this. The gap between average total cost and average variable cost, that is average fixed cost, this gap is decreasing as more units are produced. Okay. So when average variable cost is decreasing, marginal is below the average variable and average total cost. Okay. So average variable cost is having minimum point before the average total cost minimum point. Why? It starts to increase before the average total cost to increase. The reason is, when average total cost is decreasing, average fixed cost, it is declining. So when both average fixed cost and average variable cost are decreasing, Therefore, average total cost is also pulled down. It is also decreasing. Now, average variable cost started to increase due to diminishing returns of variable factor. As we said, average product of labor start to fall, productivity of labor has decreased, so average variable cost start to rise. But average cost is still decreasing. The reason is the downward pull of the average fixed cost is stronger now than the average variable cost upward push. Therefore, we find although average variable cost start to increase before the average total cost, the reason is average fixed cost is continuously pulling it down. So when average variable cost push is greater than this downward pull of the average fixed cost, then we find over here that average cost has also started to increase. Now the diminishing returns or variable proportion is becoming stronger and productivity of output is declining faster. Then we see over here average total cost started to rise after the average variable cost. Okay. So this is what we found, that average total cost, why it starts to fall, and marginal cost is intersecting both average variable cost and average total cost from their minimum points. Okay, so we have analyzed, and if you have this constant shape of variable cost is also constant, then average variable cost will also be having the same shape. Okay, but usually in economics we have this shape of average total cost, this shape of total cost. Okay, so when total cost is starting from zero, like total cost is, it means it is not having any fixed factor cost. So when we find it is starting from zero, this is long run total cost, and we said in long run no factor of production is kept fixed, all the factors of production are variable. During short run we have both types of cost, like fixed cost and variable cost, but in long run we will be having all the variable factors and nothing is kept fixed. That is why fixed cost is starting from zero and now it is equal to the variable cost in the long run. But in short run, we have both fixed factors and variable factors. This is the difference how short run short run total cost and long run total cost are different to each other. So this is our analysis of cost of production. We started with fixed cost, variable cost, total cost, and then average total cost, average fixed cost, average variable cost, and marginal cost of production. All these have been done for you. The theory of firm, the one part of theory of firm, we have concluded that how cost of production, different cost of productions are present when a business is started or firm has started to operate in different markets of here. Whether a firm is operating in perfect competition, in monopoly, or in any of the market structure, it is facing these types of cost of production. All these are present. So it is also including what the real cost of production in terms of opportunity cost, that's also present. Okay, we are having this thing till now. We have concluded our topic of cost of production. I hope so. If schools are opening on 15th of September, then we will be continuing our lessons in our physical classes, not online classes, and the rest of the things will be done. After the cost of production, we will be continuing the revenues and profit maximization level of the firms, and then the market structures, which is the most important topics of this chapter, and then it will be ended. So thank you for today. That is our cost analysis. It is concluded. If you have any question, so come to the question answering session. Thank you.